A wayfarer? Let's take a look. What do you want, dude? Oh, this is the guy that wants to fight, isn't he? Should I just do it? My shirt keeps coming. Oh, right. It came off because I had to start everything over, basically. I don't have the strength for that. Gotta go do some strength training, basically. I have no idea what my normal set is at this point. Clicking like crazy. Then we sort by what's worn right now. Put that away, put that away, put that away. But the leggings are likely better defense. And now we click on all of the blues. That's all the blues out of the way. My pants are still considered stolen. Everything else should clear out. There we go. Hey, you ready for a fight?
What's the matter?
Ah, nothing's the matter. I'd just like to pass the time of day with a fellow wayfarer.
I see. What do you have in mind?
We could have a little bout of combat, for the sake of practice.
Who are you, anyway? And what do you do?
What do you think? Would you take me for a knight?
No, although you are armed like one.
True.
So a bandit, then?
No. Not now, anyway. I'm waiting here for a merchant who hired me for protection. So, shall we fight then?
All right, why not?
Do you have any coin?
Well...
Surely you didn't imagine we would fight just for the glory of it.
Aye, I have.
Fine, let's go.
Give me a second. I'm gonna try my sword. Ah.
Here!
Ow.
Oh dear, did that hurt?
Okay, you're getting a little rude all of a sudden. Not fond of that. Watch out for the random dude. You're gonna cry now. Alright, he's not very sportsman-like all of a sudden. Kinda seems like a dick, doesn't he?
I'm over here.
I know. You won't stop talking.
Yeah, bud.
Get away from my horse. Ow. That's not comfortable.
You'll get what for?
Alright. Not a happy one, are you? Anyway, here comes the... Okay.
Sakura. This is not my day. Here, take your coin and run along.
I got money. I did a win. It was me. Alright. I want my strength to go up. Just hoping for that mostly. Now back to changing out my clothes. You, and I think you. You. Maybe the ring? Meanwhile, we'll get rid of everything I'm wearing except for the male chassis that are apparently really nice looking. Oh, I was still wearing these pants. Whoops. That's fine. It weirds me out when you can have a bunch of different pants and you're like, let's see what effect they have on my charisma, and all of them say they have a net positive on your charisma. I'm like, you can't all have a net positive. I'm switching between you. One of you has to be more blue than the other ones. And like, no, we're all equally awesome. I'm like, that's not true. Because when I look at your sheet, it's going to say that you are different qualities. So why don't you just tell me that when I look at you? Decorated riding boots. Nope. That's as good as it gets. Alright. Back to my normal people clothes. With a little bit more experience to show for it, I suppose. Back down to Sassau, our favorite town. Where I can't click on the damn... Yeah. There we go. Again, a holdup. Don't interfere in it, or watch the battle and interfere at the right time. Let's don't interfere with it. Every time I've ever come across a battle, they all just spontaneously start attacking me. So, fuck off.
Henry's here, everybody. It's Henry. Oh boy, everybody look at Henry. Let's stab him. All 8 of us. We used to be enemies, but fuck Henry. That guy's a dick.
Hi. Nope. Just a coincidence you're walking towards me. Hey, it's the priest where I knocked that... It's the church where I knocked out that guy that was mourning the death of his family member. I'm popular here. Good thing no one noticed. Except the guy. He's probably dead now. Howdy, sir.
Father, Vincent of Merhoyed sent me to you.
What's the matter, my son?
I'm looking for his son, Elijah. They say he's living here in Sassau.
Ah, yes, Elijah. He's holed up here somewhere. Most likely you'll find him in the tavern on the green. He spends his days sitting there.
Thanks for the advice.
We can investigate this. We can investigate the son situation. See if we can bring the family back together, which he's not. Father's super not fond of that idea. Trying to meddle, are you? Meddling in my affairs. But sure, why not? I've got a whole data pass waiting for you guys to unplaguify. Might as well take a look around. You must be Elijah. Innkeeper. He did say the tavern, right? Thought he said the tavern. You're not allowed inside. How do you do, townswoman? Well, no one here seems to be Elijah, so either I misheard something, or... what time of day is it? Maybe we have to wait until later in the day? That could be it. If that's the case... Oh, there you are. I'm like, where'd he go?
God be with you.
God be with you, Henry.
I'm looking for an odd jobber here. Elijah's his name.
From Merhoyed? Yes, I know. I haven't seen him yet today, but he comes here almost daily. He's bound to show up.
Ah. Well, thank you.
How do I rent a room? Isn't this... You have the ferns up. That means I can stay here usually, doesn't it? No, it's the place up there. Because my energy is low. Yep. So if I have to pass time, I'd rather spend it at the tavern than waiting. I mean the inn. If I pop up to the inn, I can rest, get the energy back up, then come back here around evening time when people are more likely to be here for taverning reasons. Can the horse level up? Does he get better at horsing over time? Once you do sufficient horsing around? Or is he just gonna suck forever and have to get a better non-entry level horse that you don't get for free? Although at this point I don't know if I really care about getting a better horse. It doesn't really affect anything besides carry weight, I suppose.
What the hell are you doing?
Oh right, I can just sleep whenever I want to, because game doesn't actually check, more or less. The Rule of Saint Benedict. Gotta keep that book reading up. It affected the story, finally. Silence. Let us act in accordance with that saying of the prophet. I have said, I will keep my ways, that I offend not with my tongue. I have been watchful over my mouth. I held my peace and humbled myself, and was silent from speaking even good things. If therefore, according to this saying of the prophet, we are at times to abstain, for silence sake, even from good talk, how much more ought we to refrain from evil words on account of the guilt and penalty of sin? Therefore, because of the importance of silence, let leave to speak be seldom given. Even to perfect disciples, although their words be of good and holy matters, tending unto edification, because it is written, in much speaking thou shalt not escape sin. And in another place, death and life are in the hands of the tongue. For it behoveth a master to speak and teach, and it beseemeth the disciple to hold his peace and listen. If therefore anything must be asked of the prior, let it be done with all humility, subjection, and reverence, that he who asks may not seem to speak more than is necessary. But as for buffoonery, idle words, or such as move to laughter, we utterly condemn and forbid them in all places, nor do we allow a disciple to open his mouth to give him utterance. I hate basically everything I just read. Basically everything about that. It's like, you shut up and don't talk. Let's squander the human gift of communication and just be shitty mute people that don't learn, because the proper learning is only through proper subjugation, where you just silently accept everything somebody says to you and don't question any of it. On daily manual labor. Idleness is an enemy of the soul, therefore the brethren ought to be employed at certain times in laboring with their hands, and at other fixed times in holy reading. Wherefore we think that both these occasions may be well ordered thus: from Easter till the 1st of October, let them, on going forth from prime, labor at whatever they are required till the 4th of the hour. From the 4th till close upon the 6th hour, let them be employed in reading. On rising from table, after the 6th hour, let them rest on their beds with all silence, or if perchance any one shall desire to read, let him read in such a way as to not disturb anybody else. Let none be said seasonably at about the middle of the 8th hour, and after that let them work at what they have to do till the evening. If the situation of the place or the poverty require them to labor in reaping the corn, let them not be saddened thereat, for then are they monks in very deed, when they live by the labor of their hands, as our fathers and apostles did before us. Yet all things must be done with moderation for the sake of the faint-hearted. And now we sleep. We sleep until the drunks awaken. 6 hours is probably good. Didn't actually check how much energy I'd get back, but you get back what you get back. It's close enough. Oh yeah, it's gonna be like one more tick will be almost 100, right? Oh, we didn't make it to another tick.
I'll bring it right away.
That's fine. I guess I didn't have to pay. Just came in and slept. And nobody even cared.
And good health.
Just like the food situation. I'm not sure if having to sleep or eat really adds to this game, but realism. I've talked before about how weird the whole eating mechanic feels because of the fact that you never have to get your own food, or cook, or hunt, or provide for yourself, or pay for food. You can just walk to random areas that are in every single town and some minor camps, and also random, like, single-person camps you see in some places. And you'll see a giant pot and a free food source that's just infinite. And that's just weird. That's just a weird design choice, because it kind of nullifies the entire point of the feature. The only thing that I have to worry about is if I get that one perk, I have to juggle perfectly between 50 and 100 with a thing that jumps by 25% at a time. I forgot to go to the tavern first. And even that's only just a weird, silly limitation, because we have to eat because realism, but we can't eat until we're full and then stop because... like... It's just like it's a realism thing coupled with a super hyper unrealism thing, which is that you have to eat all the time in this game, but you can't control how much you eat, because that's totally a thing that humans have trouble with. It's just, oh, well, there's just food in front of me. I guess all of it's getting eaten now. I can't help myself. It's impossible. I'm impervious to such wares. You're the innkeeper. Is he still not here? Elias. Let's check with random villager. Oh, a random villager's head disappeared for a second there.
God be with you. Are you Elijah?
That's me. Why?
I have your father's last will and testament on me.
So my old man's kicked the bucket, has he?
Not yet, but he's at death's door.
That is certainly interesting to hear. But let me ask you this. Who the hell are you, and how come you turn up here with father's will? Anyway, the old miser won't leave me even a piss pot.
He's disinherited you. But if you return home, he might change his mind.
Go back home? Not a chance. Let him choke on his bloody money.
People come to see things differently on their deathbed. You might regret that one day.
By Christ, who are you anyway? You sound like a preacher.
You don't have to go back for good, but you ought to say farewell to your father.
To hell with him. But I suppose you're right. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah, and maybe he'll change the will before we hand it in. So I'll refrain from handing it to the preacher for now, and we'll see if something gets updated. That said, I think we're still in waiting time. It says to turn... I wonder if there is another sick person I haven't found yet. Well, that's not a good sign. Alright. I decided to wait, just to pass some time because of the whole, you know, real-time element part of it. I failed the objective for giving the cure to the sick. Which is like, what the hell? It also just said I started the objective for wait till the situation clears up. I thought I already waited. Why is it giving me an update to wait if I already waited? And who did I fail to give the cure to? Not sure. I'm just trying to pass time and get this quest to resolve. We'll go back to town and see if I can talk to people about it, I suppose. Let's see if I can talk to the prisoner. If not, I'll wait even more. I already waited like 13 hours on top of sleeping through the day earlier and stuff like that. And some more hours just passed just now. So I suppose we'll see. So that's the straw house. So here's where the prisoner is. The guard's just gone. I feel like you're begging straw to attack at that point.
Welcome back to the land of the living.
What? Who are you?
My name is Henry, and I'm investigating on behalf of Sir Radzig Kobyla.
Oh, I see. You'll have an easy job with me, boy.
How so?
I won't give you any problems.
That's sensible of you.
I'm a sensible man. Only I'd like to get it over quick and not keep the Rattay executioner busy too long, if you catch my drift.
I understand.
What do you want to know?
Everything. First, tell me who's behind all this. Who do you follow?
I follow the coin, lad. We all do.
That's not news to me, but who pays the coin?
I got my pay from Runt, like all the men in Pribyslavitz. And Runt got his money from the chief, and the chief had the coin minted.
Who's the chief? The bandit leader?
Bandit? If he heard you say that, he'd have your head on a spike. That's the kind of man he is. Nobody knows much about him, though. Only that he ain't Czech.
So he's a foreigner? German?
Don't think so. For sure he ain't Czech. And he's got plenty of coin. I'd stake my neck on it. He's got noble blood in his veins.
Judging by how he looks?
More by the way he talks. Any man can dress up like nobility, but he spoke all la-di-da, like a lord.
Where's that chief of yours now?
I've no idea. After Pribyslavitz, he ordered us to raid Merhoyed, but he wasn't with us. He went off who knows where. I don't reckon he'll be out of your hair for long, though.
So the chief is in command of all these operations?
You could say. I'd say you're looking at it all wrong, though.
How's that?
You ask who's in charge and who answers to who, only this ain't some noble court. There was all sorts of gangs in Pribyslavitz, big and small. Robber barons who had their own brigades calling them my lord, and common footpads who hadn't a pot to piss in. Men came, men went. Lots of squabbles, the occasional murder. Old cronies and old rivals were meeting. You know what I mean?
I suppose so.
It was one big muddle. The main thing was nobody asked questions. I didn't give a damn who the chief was, or what he had in mind, or whether he had one ball or two. All I was interested in was the coin.
Uh-huh. How did you know about Pribyslavitz? Who took you there?
A fellow by the name of Moorcock. We met near Kuttenberg. I was robbing burghers who were fleeing the town from Sigismund's army. We got to talking and he told me about Pribyslavitz.
Why did you attack Merhoyed?
The chief himself gave us the order. I reckon he wanted to show the local lords he was nowhere near finished.
So he's planning more raids?
The chief's always planning something. Pribyslavitz was only the start.
So you knew the coin was counterfeit?
Course I did. I brought those groschen to Pribyslavitz, along with a few other things.
Did you? And where did the forgeries come from?
Like, where were they made? I don't know. Some merchant by the name of Menhart gave them to me. We used to meet at the charcoal piles near Rovna, by the crossroads there. As it happens, I'm supposed to be meeting him there about now.
So Menhart's waiting there?
Might be, might not. He could have heard what happened in Pribyslavitz and decided not to show.
And does this Menhart know where the coin comes from?
How should I know? To me, he's just another link in the chain. I deal with him, and I never ask who he deals with. Just like he knows nothing about me.
I see. So I suppose there's no point asking you if you know any more about him.
It'd be a waste of breath. All he did was give me the coin, and then we went our separate ways.
Who else knows about the money?
Apart from the chief, Menhart, Runt and me, there was a few others. The men got some real money too with the false stuff. It'd be suspicious if they only had freshly minted coin.
You said you used to bring other things. What were they?
Letters. Menhart would give them to me for the chief. This time I was taking an answer back to Menhart too.
Have you still got that letter?
Aye. The yokels round here ain't got much interest in correspondence, apparently.
Give it to me then.
I'd be delighted.
What were the letters about?
If I knew how to read, I wouldn't be trusted to carry letters, would I? I took them from Menhart to the chief and back. That's all.
That's all I need to know for now.
For now, for the love of Christ, boy, don't let the executioner interrogate me. I've already told you everything I know.
I can't deny you've been cooperative. I'll do my best to see you get a quick end.
And the game crashed. Alright. I look forward to skipping through all of that dialogue just to have it crash again. That'll be exciting. Alright, it appears that we can look forward to this bandit getting no mercy, because another unavoidable glitch that happens no matter what. Are you running at me for a thing, or?
God be with you, Henry.
Oh, then she stopped. Okay. So apparently this is also another unavoidable bug, is that this cutscene crashes every single time, and you can't avoid it because this one's part of the story, so you're stuck with it. So it's forcing me to make a different choice in the story because I have to work around the bug. So now my role-playing decisions are entirely based on which ones don't crash the game, which is thrilling. So what's going to happen is that apparently a cutscene happens right after your interrogation with him, where all the villagers are like, "Let's go kill the bandit," and you can try to talk them down and stuff like that. But I can't trigger that cutscene because my guess is that there's a character from the Straw family that crashes my game. Because I can't go in Straw's house without crashing the game. There's probably a cutscene that's supposed to air in there. So I think some person in the Straw family is so broken that it breaks the game every time that the game loads them. So I can't go in the Straw house, which thankfully during Pestilence, Father Nicodemus treats the Straw family, so I don't have to deal with that, thankfully. And on top of that, I guess I would assume the Straw family is there for the "let's kill the bandit" part, because he has a very specific, he's set up as having a specific grudge against the bandit, so he's probably leading the charge to kill the bandit. So instead what I have to do is I have to pickpocket the bandit to steal the letters off of him. And then after I've stolen the letters off him, I can take them to Sir Radzig and we can continue with the story, but the bandit's going to be abandoned to his fate. And while we're at it, I need to figure out how the fuck to even... You know what? Fuck it. There we go. I don't really know how to pickpocket, but I can knock somebody unconscious. There we go. Game saved. There we go. And no one has to know. I don't even know how to activate pickpocketing, actually. Especially on a prone person. Horsey. Horsey. There you are. Oops, sorry about all the humans in the way. It's okay, Horsey, I'm right here. It's okay. Okay, so now we can take the letters back to Sir Radzig while we wait for this whole disease thing to clear up, I believe. So Radzig, are you in Ratai right now, or oh, you're right outside of town? Huh. All right. So we're going. Yep. Sort of northeast, more east than north. Well, at least he's nearby. That's the road I was supposed to take, isn't it? R.I.P. Bandit, sucks to be you. What's more alarming about this glitch is that the bugs I was finding about the house next door being broken were from like a week ago, all those threads, so I was like, okay, that's a bummer, but at least it was, I guess it was a recently broken by a patch thing. The threads I find about that glitch where he crashes at the end of that conversation are more than a month old now, and it's the main quest of the game, so nobody's been able to go that direction in the story for more than a month now? Holy shit, man.
Welcome, Henry.
Maybe test the main story of your game before you ship it, of all things. It's not weird obscure stuff like that one time in Witcher where I think a werewolf fell through the floor and I couldn't do that one story in an obscure side quest. It's like it's the main story. It just seems really bizarre when you can't do things in the main story because they haven't been tested. And it's like the third time it's happened now. Because we hit a point where I was supposed to go to the charcoal burners or whatever, and the story was broken then too, but I happened to get patched like the next day.
Greetings. What do you need?
I've returned from Merhoyed, sir.
How does it look there?
I brought them help from the monastery. Brother Nicodemus and Johanka from Skalitz. Fortunately, Nicodemus was able to cure the disease. Well, at least what he's doing looks promising so far.
Thank Christ. Some good news for a change. What about the captive? Did you question him?
He was infected too.
I see. Did he survive?
No, but even dead he was of some use. It seems that bandit was a messenger. He was carrying a letter.
That's interesting. And what's in the letter?
Weird. Even Henry knows he's dead, even though we didn't see him die. All I did was KO him real quick, which is that's not supposed to be a kill. So, I can't read. Yes, I can.
Take a look for yourself, sir.
The names of the sender and recipient aren't written there, just the initials S and T. Seems to have some quarrel between them. This S person is threatening to finish with counterfeiting. Apparently, there's some German knight on the trail of the merchant Menhart. At the time the letter was written, the knight was in the tavern in Sasau asking about him.
That sounds like a promising lead.
You go to Sasau and find out what you can about this foreign knight. If he really is following Menhart, then he must know more than we do.
Very well, sir.
Don't go yet. There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
You haven't disappointed me. Nothing against Bernard, Robert, or any of those others. But none of them could find out as much as you. At least not without beatings and torture. And that doesn't always work. You're a godsend, lad.
Thank you, sir.
Now go and find out who's behind everything, and then we'll deal with them.
Yes, sir. Sir.
What is it?
Sometimes I ask myself what it all means. Why does God allow such things to happen? All this slaughter and revenge, over and over.
It's a hard question. I'm no theologian. But long ago I came to the conclusion that the only thing that makes sense is that it's all a trial. Life is one long series of problems to solve. The more you solve, the better a man you become.
I never thought about it that way.
Well, just look at the pampered ones who have no concerns in life, like young Lord Capon, for instance. I shudder to think how he will rule when his time comes. Tribulations spawn in life over and over again, and we must stand our ground and face them. So, I go to Sasau and solve this one.
You can rely on me, sir.
Good luck, son.
Hey, there we go. Oh, hello. Interrogate the captive. Yeah. Whose fault was that, game? Whose fault was that failure? I'm going on a limb here saying it wasn't mine. All that glisters. That's not a word I'm familiar with.
Hey, Henry's come to
It's like glistening. Everyone spontaneously notices me at the same time. I've been here for like 10 minutes, guys. Let's go back to town. That's a hell of a path you're taking. I do want to check in to see the whole will and testament situation. Also maybe see what the state is of the guy that might be dead now. So I'm... Where am I? That's the front gate. So that's that one piece of instruction is really good for orienting myself for the rest of the time about how to get around this place. So he's dead now? Oh no, he's dead. The bandit's dead. What will we ever do about the dead bandit? If only we could interrogate him now. He's... What the fuck, man? He's blatantly alive. What the f... Here, run free, Mr. Bandit, run free! What in the world? Why'd Henry say he was dead? People keep saying things that don't actually match up with reality in this game. Hey, you.
Mama. Mama.
Who the f... I don't remember him. Can't talk to Vincent. I found Elijah and talked to him about his father wanting to disinherit him. Well, if Elijah's not here and I can't talk to his father, then where do you go with the story now? Oh, I'm trespassing. I mean, Elijah's not here. I guess he's a no-show. Or at least the game doesn't have like an update saying like, hey, you, wait until this happens. You know, to know if there's anything left to do. There's no indication of a time transition being required in the quest, so I guess I'll just go hand in the will. That might be the last impact I have on the whole scenario. And it just gets resolved on its own in the background or something. I said, hey, you should go back, and I convinced him to do it. But then I waited for like 13 hours, then came here, and then did a bunch of other quest stuff, and he still hasn't shown up as far as I can tell. And there's no indication that I can talk to Vincent about what happened, so... Just gonna wash my hands of it and move on, I think. What time is it? Oh shit, it's about to be nighttime. That means he's moving around. It's not dark yet. Maybe I can still hand it in, even though he's not at the church. Yeah. And then maybe I'll spend the night... Yeah, I'll go north a little bit and go stay at the inn. Is that him? That is him. Father Fabian.
Father, Vincent of Merhoyed sent me to you.
What's the matter, my son?
I'm bringing Vincent's last will and testament.
Almighty Father, be merciful. What happened?
Master Vincent has been taken seriously ill. A disease has spread in Merhoyed.
Yes, I did hear that people are sick in some village hereabouts. God in heaven, but Vincent is still alive?
Yes, for now.
Let us hope the good Lord will leave him here with us a while longer. Thank you for bringing it to me. If Vincent passes on, I'll see to his wishes. Here, take a few coins for your trouble.
Thank you, Father.
Alright. We'll just move on from that one. It's resolved, I did it. Where's my horse? Oh, there he is. I was like, which direction do we leave him in again? Alright. Let's go take ourselves a nap, because it's about to become, nighttime anyway. I won't be able to do much until the morning. I wash my hands of that will and testament business, and just the general confusing mess that a lot of the quests are. The whole thing's kind of a moot point now anyway, since he'll be alive for a while longer, since I think I cured the disease. I think I did everything right. I mean, there wasn't another disease in that book that matched the description. In particular, the problem was the, whether animals are hurt by stuff or not was constantly contradicting everything else. So, the number of things that were actually valid got short very quickly. So on to morning. 12 hours. Yeah, nighttime really does just take a huge chunk out of how much time there is in the day to do anything. Especially since people spend so little time awake on top of that. Oh cool, the game's crashing. Oh, thanks.